All right, everybody. Welcome to Secrets of the Mind of a Man. And I'm here. I'm your host, KTJ. And this is Love Coach Sessions Live. I've got my girl, Dr. Latoya Cheathon. Hey, Latoya, how are you?
Hey, I'm doing good. How are you?
Doing great, doing great. Everybody, welcome to the show. Welcome to the show. I am your host, KTJ, former men's counselor turned love coach. Dr. Latoya, would you tell them a little bit about who you are and and then we'll get into the show today?
Yes. So I am a licensed marriage and family therapist. I am a sex and relationship therapist. So I work with couples and individuals on sex related issues, as well as stuff like communication, relationship challenges, and stuff like that.
Okay. Awesome. Awesome. And tonight, you guys, we got a great show for you. We're talking about it. Could you date and marry someone you didn't like and you didn't love it, I should say. That there's a difference there. But this is Dr. Latoya, this came from the current thing that's going on. I know plenty of people have seen it. Shaunie O'Neal came out and said in one of her interviews, she's out promoting a new book out on her own. It's called something like that. And she said she had never loved Shaquille O'Neal.
Hmm.
They got married in their young 20s. She had already had a baby before meeting him, and he adopted this baby as his own and gave her plenty more children. And for her to come out and say, I don't think I even loved the guy, is what she said. So what's your thoughts on this?
Yeah, I was surprised to hear her say that. When I read that article a few days ago, I was kind of shocked by it. And my question is, did she say she never loved him? Is that the words that she used?
I think the word she used was I don't think I ever really loved the guy. You
Mhm.
know, so it wasn't that she didn't maybe like, I don't think that she fully knew what love was and what she was supposed to be doing in this situation. However, it didn't stop her from going and fulfilling the position.
Mhm. Yeah. I think a lot of people do find themselves in situations like that where they get with someone, that maybe they're young, they don't quite know what love is, but they get into a relationship, and I think a lot of the times people think that it's going to work itself out,
Mm-hmm.
or I will fall in love with this person.
Mm-hmm.
And so, coming from, I feel like it's different if she were in the relationship saying she didn't love him, or if this was, fresh, she was fresh out of the relationship saying that. But her being years, even I think a decade past their divorce, if I'm not
Mm-hmm.
mistaken, I think they divorced in like 2011 or something like that.
Yeah, a long time ago.
Yeah. And now she is remarried,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Pastor
And so,
Keon Henderson.
yes. And he was the one who's been in the news lately too, right?
Yeah. Told that lady to shut. Hey,
So both of them are just stirring up the drama in the Instagram right now. But yeah, I think that it's speaking from a space of I've been married to someone new. It's been so long since I was in that relationship, and I was really young when we got together. I think that looking in hindsight to say something like that is different than going into a marriage knowing that you don't love someone.
Yeah. So Dr. Latoya, I'm going to speak from the male perspective, which is what they bring me on these panels to do. Okay? What's being said right now in the men's circles is aha! Somebody finally said it, that these women are out here marrying for money, marrying for position, and not marrying for love. This man has emptied his wallet, his everything, and she married a guy and divorced him, took half of everything he owned, and when it's all said and done, I never even loved this guy.
Mm-hmm.
This is what the guys are saying in the men's community.
Yeah.
So it's a big conversation. Like, well, you know what? And there's a lot of people having conversations against marriage these days anyway. But when this came out, it was like, wow, for somebody to actually say, I married somebody that I did not love. So
Mm-hmm.
why else did you marry him?
Yeah.
For positioning.
Well, and I could see why this would play into that. There's just so much pinning the men against the women going on today in
Yes.
everything in social media, on TV,
Yes.
and all of the things, So I could see why if someone says something, then they're going to put that right into the narrative of
Yes,
the
it
the
fits
challenge
right.
that's already going on,
It's
right?
like a hand to glove.
Yeah, yeah. You know what it reminds me of when you said that just now? I was thinking of the Kanye West song, The Gold Digger. And
Yeah,
he's like,
yeah.
got all the way to the 18th birthday and then found out it wasn't
It
his.
wasn't his. Yeah.
But
Yeah.
yeah, I don't know. I think the biggest thing that comes up for me is I would be curious to learn more about their history. I didn't go and research this before today, right? I saw the videos just like a lot of other people. I saw what she said. I heard his response. Did you hear his response?
Yes. Yes.
Mhm.
And we'll get into his response in a minute, but go ahead.
Yeah, and that's the extent of the information I have, because I think that, what you said earlier, the fact that she didn't know what love is, how many people don't know what love is?
That's a fact. That's a fact.
And it could feel like love. Oh, he's treating me nice. Oh,
Mhm.
he says the right things. It makes me feel good. It could
Mhm.
be a lot of different things like that that would cause someone
Mhm.
to feel like this is a good person for me to marry outside of how much money they're making or what they're able to give.
Yes. Yes. Yeah, that's a fact. And it's totally true that a lot of us just didn't know. I mean, look at this couple. They're both young. He had
Yeah.
just gotten a big NBA contract. He got this pretty little thing on his arm, and it read like the storybook, as um the man is kind of putting things together and imagining his future with this little wife. And at the same time, for him, he's facing all of these at all these distractions, as at that time Shaq was probably the biggest NBA superstar to hit the NBA. Like, he was the biggest thing.
Mhm.
And because he wasn't just Shaq wasn't just a good player, right? Shaq he moved like a forward, or like a even sometimes like a guard. Like, his flexibility wasn't like a man who's 7 foot tall.
Mhm.
He had a lot of flexibility. Like, he could have been a forward, and so they couldn't find a guy who was that big, that strong, and could move could turn on the dime. Like, he was like a freak of an athlete.
Yeah.
And and he's also, you know likable, and he's still
Yeah,
like, look at that smile.
exactly. Yeah, he's definitely likable.
you know and so that all played into him just having her as a wife. You got to have a good wife back at the house, pretty little
Mhm.
thing, and then she's gonna make your babies, and
Yeah,
to live that life. But it
it's
just
true.
always doesn't play out, the way you think.
And that's true. And I did appreciate what she said in you just showed it on the quote up on the screen, that she was in love with the idea of being with him, making this family with him. She enjoyed being around him. It would be a different story, I think, if they were to have gotten together and then she didn't have any kids with him. Maybe she
Mhm.
was married with him for a couple of years only,
Mhm.
and then she divorced and took half. I think that's a different story. But
Mhm.
she really did build a life with him.
She did. She did. She did. So, what I thought was interesting is when when he got the news of what she said, he said, I don't blame her. I wouldn't have
Yeah.
loved me either.
Yeah.
And I love the fact that he's at that point of self-awareness. where he can
Mm-hmm.
admit that, you know what, I did a lot of messing up, and I was in a position that was difficult to love.
Mm-hmm.
So you got to give him that, and that response just kind of really shows his maturity. It
I
also,
agree.
I want to see if I can find the pictures of him out on the Riviera with that 21-year-old.
Oh, I think I did see that one recently too. Now he has not remarried, right?
No, he has not gotten remarried.
And from what I recall, the last few times that I did see him talking about it, he really wanted her back,
Mm-hmm.
right? Like a few years ago.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
and so him acknowledging that he was not in a space, he wouldn't have loved himself either, right?
Mm-hmm.
Coming from if he was married to himself. And then to go on to say, as I saw on there, that he feels he is responsible for the demise of the marriage.
Mm-hmm.
And then the time that's passed and the fact that she's now remarried, and who knows what's going to happen, right? I mean, who knows what's going to happen with all marriages? It's up in the air as far as whether or not marriages are going to last in general. But I think
Correct.
that being in a space of feeling like you're in a healthy marriage, feeling like you're in love with your partner and your partner's in love with you, I think that
Mm-hmm.
I could see someone comparing what they're experiencing today to what they were experiencing then, and looking
Mm-hmm.
back like, you know what, maybe I didn't even love him. Maybe I didn't even love him.
Yeah, yeah. Because you were going at it, like you said, most people get married hoping that everything is going to work out.
Mm-hmm.
You get together hoping that, you don't know what you're doing, but you
Right.
just hope that it's all going to pan out, and you do your best, and you do your duty, but then it sometimes it just doesn't. Now
Mm-hmm.
now this right here. Now, do you think, I'm gonna ask you a question? Do you think his response that he totally understood the fact that she didn't love him anymore, like she admit that she never really loved him? Um, do you think it's easier for him to say all of that because he was spotted with this 21-year-old new girlfriend?
I don't know. I think that it's
You-
easier for him to say it because he's already put out there that he feels like this was his fault, he was
Yeah.
responsible, and that he wishes he could have her back. I
Yes.
think with those two statements alone, him saying that, I wasn't lovable myself, I mean, I could see why she didn't love me.
Mm-hmm.
I think that goes together without, I don't think we need the 21-year-old. But I mean, that sounds like some icing on the cake though, right?
Yeah, yes, it does. So let's talk about this for a minute. We'll go back to the Shaunie O'Neal thing for a minute, in a minute. And you guys who are watching, welcome to the show. I want y'all to drop your comments down on this. The NBA legend Shaquille O'Neal, 52, was spotted traveling with his 21-year-old girlfriend in Spain. Now, let's see. My son is 21 years old. So this woman was born in 2003. This girl, Shaq was already playing
Mm-hmm.
in the NBA when this girl was born. he
Yeah.
he was he was already an athlete. He was already doing his thing when this girl was born. So 21. It Dr. Latoya, do you see a problem with a 52-year-old man spotted traveling, an NBA legend with his new 21-year-old girlfriend in Spain? What's your thoughts?
Absolutely not.
All right.
That
All
is my
right.
thought. They are two grown people. If she was a minor, then I would be concerned, right?
Mm-hmm.
But she's an adult. And if she willingly wants to go and travel to Spain with Shaq, which I think a lot of people would do very willingly,
Do you think
then,
so?
oh,
Do you think a lot of 21-year-old girls would go out with Shaq?
Probably.
Hmm.
It's Shaq.
Yeah. Wait. Yes, now we getting
Yeah,
somewhere.
I mean, I don't know that they would necessarily just go out and seek 52-year-old men in general, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, it's Shaq. So
But wait a minute, Dr. Latoya. This is what we talking about. I need to bring that back in for a minute. This is what we talking about is that the women are seeing the possibilities of the man versus the man himself.
and that may be the case in situations like this. And what we do also really know about Shaq is he is a smart man.
Yes, he is very smart.
Right? He is
Dr.
a
O'Neal.
yes, he is a businessman.
Yes, he is.
He is, I'm sure, very well aware of the fact that if a 21-year-old woman is going with him to Spain, that she probably is interested in him because of who he is. I don't
Because
think
of his
he'd be
resources.
surprised by that.
Yeah.
And I think that if he's inviting her, he's probably willing to share the resources with her.
Absolutely.
Right? I mean, he wants company, right? I mean, that's what I would assume that he wants.
He did company, and he found him a nice piece of 21-year-old. Look, I know this guy's got shoes older than this woman.
Oh, I'm sure he does.
He's out on a yacht with this woman, and now as somebody that has a 21-year-old son, I can't see it. And I just can't see it. I can't see it. Like what are y'all going to talk about?
Right. That's a good question, because the people who are in their young 20s don't have the same types of conversation topics as people who are older. Right. I've heard a lot about this in regards to dating, just in general.
Yes.
And so it's a true thing. But they still both decided to go. So apparently they're getting something out of it.
They are both getting something out of it. You got that right.
Getting something out of it. Right?
He's enjoying his renewed youth. There's something about a young woman. Yes. She sparked his youth, and I'm sure got things fired up. And he has that. He's got that presence. I mean, the guy is 7 foot tall. Whereas like
he must be pretty tall too. The way she looks standing next to him.
No, I'm sure she was standing on something, because she's not that tall.
She's not 6 feet, you don't think?
No. I've seen other pictures of them out on that Riviera, and no, she's not nearly as tall as he. She's regular height woman.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what about, on this topic, what about Kimora Lee Simmons and her daughter and the man who the daughter was dating? He's like 30 something, and the daughter is like 21, 22.
Okay.
Did you hear about that one?
Yes. And let me see if I can find that picture. What Kimora? What was her daughter's name?
I don't remember the daughter's name.
Let me see. Boyfriend. Yeah, let me see. We brought this one. We brought this one up. Let me see if I can grab one. Yeah. Yeah, here we go.
That was like a whole nother level when I saw that one. I'm like, wow, that is a huge age gap.
Yes. She was like Kimora Lee. Where's the picture at? Come on.
I guess he's 65. I gave him a lot of age. I thought he was 80 something.
Still, he's
retirement 60, age. He's barely legal working to work.
Right. and let's see, how old was she?
She's 21.
Okay. There's the picture.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah. And she called him her boyfriend.
Uh-huh.
And she's 21 and he is 65.
65.
Well, I mean,
So,
but
what do you think about that?
I think that hey, rock on. You
Wait,
know,
you say that
um,
again?
I said rock on. I mean, you know, I I I really don't understand what these two got in common. You know, but you know, if again, they two consenting adults. Yes, she's old enough to be his like granddaughter or something.
Mhm.
She's old enough to be.
Definitely.
Whew. But hey, you know who am I to say? Who am
Right.
I? Who am I? You know,
And
maybe they found something.
yeah, well, I mean, it was short-lived. After the video she put out, that was really interesting video. Then they came back and said they broke up, and her mom said that she feels like she was set up, and mom was ashamed or embarrassed. It was a whole bunch that came out afterwards. So this one is
Oh
done.
yeah, yeah. Her name is Ming.
Ming. Yeah.
Yeah.
So what do you were talking about from the men's perspective. So I want to
Hmm.
actually ask you about the
Okay.
men's perspective on something like this. What do you think about do you think that the two men that we're talking about, Shaq
Okay.
and this guy, do you think that they were involved with these women, anticipating that these women were going to marry them and they were going to live happily ever after?
That you mean when they? So you mean in Shawnee when he was with Shawnee?
No, no, I'm talking about with the people who they. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. When Shaq was with Shawnee, is that what
Okay.
I'm trying to say? No, I'm talking about the people who are with the age gap, with the big age gap. So when
Okay.
Shaq is with this 21-year-old, you were
Okay.
saying that this is another example of a woman who's with him because of what she can
For
get.
his resources, correct?
Yeah, and so what do you think his mind is? What do
His
you think his mind
mind
is?
is, I'm going to play with this new toy. Um, everything is very subtle. Everything is you know, fresh and new and exciting, and she hasn't done anything before, and you know, she's desirable. She's young, she's feminine, she's, you know, fit, and hey, the epitome of what a guy would want at, you know, at 21. She's at 21. It's like that's
Mhm.
that age. That's that golden age. 21, 22. She's at the top of her femininity and her most desirable ages. So, you know, that's what he's thinking.
That's what he's
Now,
thinking.
is he thinking long term? No.
Okay.
He's thinking long time for you know, a long time.
A long night.
Yes, a long night.
A lot of long nights,
A
hopefully, but
lot of
yeah.
long nights. A lot of long nights. He's
Yeah.
not thinking futuristic. We're gonna have babies together. None of that.
Mhm.
And often, like the women, they know. They're not
Yeah.
thinking that either.
No.
You
They're not.
know?
So that's the thing. I feel like that, people can look at these situations and people can judge the age difference or whatever it is. What is their true intentions and all those kinds of things. But at the
Mhm.
end of the day, it's two consenting adults. It's not like someone is deceived in some sort of a way.
Yes, yes. However, a lot of women, like outside women who see this, that's what they're going to say. That he's just taking advantage of this young woman. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
As if this woman's a baby. She's no baby. You
She's
know.
not a baby.
Yes.
Yeah.
These listen. These. By the time these women are 21 in today's times, like they are well versed in life. You know, they grew up with the internet. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
this is true.
So they are
And so the
well versed
women
in all.
So the women are going to be looking at it and saying that, and then the men are going to be looking at it and saying what you said,
Mm-hmm.
that they're there for she's there for the resources. How dare women come along and just try to take the men's resources? So you see the pinning of the genders against one another.
Yes, 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 yes. But you know what? At the same time, we know that this has happened for thousands of years. This isn't
Mhm.
something new.
No,
You
it's
know what I
not.
mean? And
It's
and
not.
actually, you know, for all of us who have daughters, we encourage our daughters to get the best deal you can. Okay, we encourage our daughters. Look, yes, go to school, get your education, but when it comes to meeting a mate, I want you to meet and I've even told my daughter, I want you to meet the highest quality man that you can and bring him back here.
Right.
You know,
Yeah.
I mean, you know, they say you can love a broke man as well as you can love a rich man. You know, so you know, let him build his life, or you can add value to his life, but bring somebody good over here.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know, and there's
And that's
nothing
why
wrong.
I think, the question of could you date someone and marry someone you didn't love? I think a lot of people marry people who they don't necessarily love. Maybe it's the person who they hope they will love, or maybe it's a person who they don't know if they'll ever love, but they're still willing to do it because they feel like it's probably a good choice for them.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Because I mean, there's so many different elements to it. I've worked with a lot of quite a few couples who are coming from arranged marriages,
Mm-hmm.
or their parents were arranged,
Okay.
and people get married in to the person who has the best financial and all of that
Yes.
stuff, they
Yes.
whatever they have to bring. And
Whatever they bring.
yeah, yeah, and I mean, of course, they also know their families, and so they can trust their families and stuff like
Mm-hmm.
that. And
Mm-hmm.
so that's who they choose. And when that happens in a lot of in a lot of families, they just get married. They don't
Mm-hmm.
say, "Wait, let me fall in love with them."
Yes.
Sometimes they
Yes.
don't even get to see them or meet them.
Yes. Yes.
And some of those relationships last a lifetime.
That's true. That's true. I've had some connections with Indian couples.
Mhm.
I've done some coaching, and the guy decided to marry a white woman from America, but his mother said, no, 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 we got somebody
Mhm.
already lined up for you. And he
Yeah.
was like, I don't want who you have lined up for me. I want to choose my own. And she was like, okay, choose your own, but it won't be as good as my choice, you know, and because they're bringing the whole family in. You know, they
Mhm.
bring in the whole family. They bring in, you know, the uncles, the cousins, everybody's coming together, and they're
Yeah.
going to be one big family adding value to each other.
Yeah. Yep.
You know.
So I just feel like it's something that we can sit over here in the United States where we don't do arranged marriages and point fingers all we want to, but
Mm-hmm.
I feel like there's a lot of pros and cons on both sides with marrying for love, with marrying for arranged marriage.
Mm-hmm.
There's pros and cons on both sides, and there's no guarantees.
That's a fact.
So
That's a
even though
fact.
someone may think I'm in love with this person and so I'm marrying them, their
Mm-hmm.
relationship, their marriage might not even last anyway.
Might not even last. All right, look, Dr. Latoya, let's transition over to this new article just dropped. This is something new, something fresh off the pike here.
Oh.
Women no longer have to make the first move on Bumble. Will it make the app better? So as we know, Bumble, for those that don't know really what Bumble is all about, let me pull this back for a minute. Bumble is the app for it's a dating app. It's one of the most successful dating apps. It's a dating app that I suggest to my clients. You go on and instead of all the other ones where the guy gets to, everybody gets to do the selecting. In general, with Bumble, the women do the selecting and the men do the responding.
Mm-hmm.
So before I pull this article back up, Dr. Latoya, do you think something is being this new change that they have says something about whether that process really works or not?
Um, Possibly. It
Mm-hmm.
possibly does. I think that there's some pros and cons to that, right? A lot of women feel, because I've talked to women about this app as well, when I'm doing coaching and therapy and stuff like that. And one of the things that I've heard consistently is that women don't always want to make the first move.
Mm-hmm.
right? And so they want the man to make the first move. And
Yes.
so if they're responsible for making the first move, sometimes they don't reach out to people. So
Hmm.
I think it could be impacted by that. Maybe
Yes.
they've gotten some feedback about it. But I actually just saw a different uh, piece of news about Bumble.
Okay.
And so with this new one, I wonder if these two are going together. So let me pull it up and maybe I'll send it to you. Oh, nope, I can't send you anything because my phone just went dead.
Oh wow.
But Bumble has recently been advertising that celibacy is just not the way to go.
Mm. Is that right?
And and so the women are giving a lot of feedback on this because they're talking about how it's driving the male patriarchy and how it is um, policing women's bodies by telling them that this is not the way to go.
But wait. So they're saying that a women abstaining from sex is not the way to go.
Yeah, it says something like they have billboards and everything. It says something like, surely you don't think that celibacy is really the way to go, or something along those lines.
Wow.
And so combining that with this, I wonder if they're
Hmm.
connected.
Hmm. Interesting. Wow. Well, we'll have to we'll have to wait and see about that one. Wow. I can't believe somebody would actually, and somebody paid for a billboard.
Yes, multiple billboards. Oh, did you find
Jeez.
it? Oh, I thought you
No,
found it.
I still got this one right here. So let's read a little bit of this. For women who date men, making the first move on a dating app can be empowering, but having to do it can be a burden. Now they don't have to. At least on Bumble, the dating app that built its brand on letting women message first, women can now add prompts to their profile for men to respond to. For same sex and non binary users, either person can set or respond to these prompts called opening moves.
Hmm.
Bumble changes come as a difficult financial period. Ding, 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 ding.
Yeah.
For the company at a time when people are breaking up with dating apps, a phenomenon that has been called dating app fatigue. Yes, yes.
Yeah.
So, listen, one thing I know, Dr. Latoya, for to be sure, that generally when when a company makes a quick move that is totally the opposite of their whole structure for being,
Uh-huh.
you know it's money related.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
You know it's money related. They're not making the numbers, and somebody came up with this idea that wait a minute, what if what if we did the opposite thing of what we are built on, which is now opening it up for men to do make the first move.
Yeah. And I think that's so interesting because, that's the thing that sets them apart. That's the thing that
Mm-hmm.
makes them different.
Yes, yes.
And so I'm wondering if the other apps are suffering as much from the dating
Mm-hmm.
app fatigue to where
Mm-hmm.
they're thinking, since Bumble's thinking, hey, we're just going to go do what everybody else is doing. Why do they want to go that route? They must
Yeah.
be doing better over there in some way.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Hmm.
This part says that the change, part of the company's rebrand, also follows a consistent drop in app stock prices.
Oh.
Mm-hmm. Today, individual shares are down more than 80%. Oh, so this was a desperation move on their part.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Wow. They get ready to go under.
Looks like it.
Yeah, this is one last ditch effort before they close the doors. Man.
I'm just so curious how the other apps are doing.
Yeah,
If they're all suffering like this, or if this is something that Bumble is experiencing.
Got app fatigue. So that's probably going across the board.
Mm-hmm.
In 2014, Whitney Wolf heard launched Bumble following a tumultuous departure from Tinder. So a string of bad relationships of one, sexual harassment, blah, blah, blah. This comes down to money. We already, we can see this. They're not doing this to help more people, connect and stay on the apps. People are getting tired of the apps.
People are getting tired of the apps.
And people are dropping off of the apps.
Yeah.
And, but yeah, look, I could have told them this was going to happen. Listen, women are not even designed to hunt or to go after, to seek, you know what I mean, to pursue men. It's not even in your nature, to do that sort of thing. And so, I knew that's what made it significant, because it was different from all the others. But
yeah, I think it gave, like they said, empowerment. I think it gave women a lot of freedom to be the ones who got to reach out first. And not to, sometimes on dating apps, women get bombarded with messages, and it can be overwhelming even receiving a lot of messages. And so being able to only reach out to the people who they're actually interested in, I think that probably was helpful initially. But I believe that the whole dating app fatigue across the board is probably what's having the biggest impact on their numbers going down like that.
Yeah. So, speaking of that, Dr. LaToya, I was going to wait to the end to do our little commercial about what we got coming up, but I'm going to ask you, and then I'll chime in on it. What can people do who are falling into this dating app fatigue situation? They're on the apps. They're not really getting what they're looking for, and they would love to marry somebody that they actually love. Well, give us a couple of pieces of advice, and then I'll give some.
I think that my solution to situations like this is to go back to the way things were. Whatever happened to the days of meeting people when you were out? What happened to the days of people getting connected to other people based on, mutual contacts, mutual connects? I think that a lot of people, as we've seen, a lot of people say, well, you're not going to be able to find someone sitting on your couch in the house with the door locked, like you got to get up, you got to go, you have to go mingle, go to different places where your ideal partner may be. Put yourself out there. So that's my thought on it. I think that is probably a good route to go, because since dating apps have come along, and since technology has been, become so much a part of our lives, some people might sit in front of a computer or in front of a phone for years and never really go out and meet people.
That's a fact.
So that's the number one thing I can say. Now, I know there's a lot of reasons why people don't do that. And so those people who've been sitting there on the dating apps are going to say, but no, Dr. LaToya, I don't want to do that because this is not going to work. The people aren't, my ideal people aren't out there, or there's too many women out there. And so much, you feel like it's not going to work. But I think that's probably a good route to try.
Yeah. That's good. So I was on Threads today, and this guy came up, and he said he was like 38 or something like that. And he has never been married, no kids. And he's always, he says, the reason I'm still single is the women I like don't like me. The women who like me, I don't like them. Right. And he says, well, I don't know what else to do, so I guess I'll just, die here, a bachelor. And the thing that I sent a response back on that. I said, for one, there's a couple of things you need to do. And if there's somebody that's sitting here listening to us right now, this could maybe apply to you. Maybe you need to get out of your current environment. Okay. If you live in Nutbush, Tennessee, the backwoods of is that what Tina Turner called it? What was that called? Nutbush. If you live in Nutbush, Tennessee, the backwoods of Georgia or Nebraska, okay, you're not where you could be found.
This
You,
is true.
you need to get out where people that you are likely to want to be with might show up. Okay. So look, I told him, come to Atlanta. if
Oh yeah.
if you're a single professional man, and you're looking for a high quality woman, and listen, you get on the plane, you come to Atlanta, and look, so getting to the city where there are a lot of available beautiful black women. Then I told them, go to put yourself in a position where the conferences are, right?
Mm-hmm.
Go to the conferences. There's to have some big amazing conferences. Figure out maybe something that's in your field, maybe something you're not. Maybe if
Yeah.
you have, maybe you might want to learn about real estate. Get in on the real estate events. All right, and you come here and you attend those things, and you go in there and make friends. You will find a high quality woman in that audience, guaranteed.
Yeah.
So it really comes down to you putting yourself in the place where the quality of person you are looking for is likely to show up.
So true. And you know what? One more thing I'll add on to that too is sometimes we need to widen the criteria of what we're
Okay.
looking for.
Tell me more about that.
And so I know a lot of women like tall men. I'm one of them. I'm very short and I like tall men.
Okay.
But we have to be a little flexible sometimes. Not to say just, throw all your standards out the window or anything, but sometimes we need to be a little more open to explore things that are not necessarily what we would have been looking for.
I like that. I like
Yeah.
that. So you're saying date men maybe outside your race, outside your community of sorts.
Yeah.
Okay. But how far are we going with this? I mean, you going to date a Trump, a man who has a different political affiliation from you? How long we go? How far are we going with this?
I will absolutely not do that. But to each his own.
Yeah.
You got to be sure that it's something that I don't know how sure you could be because we were talking about that earlier, right? But make it make sense. Is it really something that you can deal with? Is this something that you could wake up to and deal with throughout the day and then go to bed with every single night? If the answer is yes, then maybe you should give it a try. The answer is no, then maybe that's not a sacrifice that you're willing to make. Maybe you got to find something different that you're willing to open up to.
Yeah. That's good. That's good. Yeah, I definitely agree. And the one thing I would also say is give it time, right? Stop being in a hurry. Look. Okay, I got it on both ends. Give it time. Don't be in a hurry. But on the other side, don't allow somebody to waste your time for years.
Yes.
Because I just heard today somebody said they been a fiance for 3 years. I don't understand that. Yeah, I don't understand it. How you allow that to happen? Because back in the day, you couldn't date somebody's daughter for more than 6 months because they wanted to know, okay, what we doing?
Yeah.
And I remember back in the day, especially like when my parents got together, they went to the same church. And if you was dating a woman for 6 months in that church and y'all hadn't decided what y'all going to do, the church would tell you to break up.
Wow.
The elders of the church, they say, y'all going to have to break up.
Y'all playing.
Yeah, y'all not serious. And if you not serious, go somewhere else. Cause
right.
This isn't what's supposed to go down here. And not to mention mothers were very mothers and fathers were very like watchful over what the people that their kids hung out with. And if you was hanging out with somebody from the wrong side of the tracks that was opposite of the way that you were raised and the expectation, they had no problem with letting you know.
Yeah. Yep.
you know. But today we are very soft and don't want to hurt our children's feelings.
And the values have changed too.
Yes.
Even for the parents, the values have changed.
Mm-hmm. 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 Yes.
So,
Yes. 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 So yeah, that's something. But all right, Dr. Latoya, I know you got to go. You're a very busy person. Give us your final thoughts on this topic here tonight. And then talk to us about what you got going on in the future.
yeah. Well, I mean, I think my biggest takeaway from this as we walk away is really just reminding us to walk into the situation aware, paying attention to what's going on,
Mm-hmm.
right? No, noticing, is this moving really fast? Noticing, is this moving slower than I would prefer for it to move?
Mm-hmm.
Um, Noticing, how do I feel in this situation?
Mm-hmm.
How does this person make me feel? Do
Mm-hmm.
I enjoy being around them? Do I feel like they're falling in love with me, or do I feel like I'm kind of leading this? So
Mm-hmm.
just paying attention to what's going on and being honest with yourself about it. And then just being open to recognizing that your partner, the person who you're going to be with, may not look as you thought that they would look, right?
Mm-hmm.
So just being open to explore things that you maybe would not have normally gone with,
Mm-hmm.
and 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 just being open to see where things might go.
Yeah.
That's I think those are the things that I would really say.
Yeah. Good. 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 What you got coming up?
Well, speaking of dating, me and Mr. Kelvin Troy Johnson actually have an event coming up at the end of May in Atlanta. It is going to be
Woo!
for speed dating.
Yes.
So this is exactly what I was just talking about, right? Giving people a chance who may not be the type of person you would normally go for.
Mm-hmm.
Sitting at a table with a stranger, talking with them for 5 minutes and just giving them a chance,
Mm-hmm.
going in with an open mind and seeing if there might be some connection or some chemistry.
Yes.
So that's what I have coming up. And I am very excited about it. I feel like it's going to be a great turnout. What can you share about it, Kelvin?
Yeah, I'm excited about it. We only have we've got a few seats left for the women, and we got some seats left for guys. It's going to be great. You get a chance to what I love about speed dating is you don't have to wonder if these people are open to relationships or if they're single or any of that. If the person is at a speed dating event, they're sitting down, they are potential. And so that it kind of cuts the speed of things in half. You can boom, you can sit down, have a conversation with somebody for 5 minutes and figure out if this is the quality of person that's going to be good for me. Yes or no. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yes, no, or maybe. And if it's no, it's fine. If it's yes, hey, cool. If it's maybe, that's cool too. Maybe, but it's for me, I like the immediacy of it. And you right into it, and you have no idea who you'll meet in this kind of isolated situation. So
Mm-hmm.
I think it's great. I think it's great, and it's going to give somebody an opportunity to meet somebody that they would never meet otherwise.
Yes, yes. And we'll both be there and we'll be talking and sharing some tips on dating and just ways to communicate and some of the stuff that we're talking about now. We're going to go into it a little bit more.
Yes, yes, yes. And we got that one coming up, and we're gonna do a few more. Listen, we getting active out here. If you
Right.
guys, matter of fact, let me see. If you guys aren't already following me, you can always catch me. I'm everywhere at Kelvin Troy Johnson, everywhere. And you can get on the list. Let me see. Hold on. Let me give you the let me see if I got the banner in here. I, I got yours though. There we go.
Oh, that has changed.
Has it changed?
It has changed. Now it's
Okay.
just my name. I put it underneath my name on there. Dr.
Uh
Latoya Cheathon. Yes.
Okay, so that's how they can follow you,
That's how
and you
you can
guys.
follow me on IG is where I'm the most active.
Yes, 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 yes. And if like this is the email, but this is also the website. It's lovecoachatlanta.com. And if you want to get on the list, you can get on the list here, and we'll let you know. I got messages going out, got mail getting in your inbox talking about the events. I got a couple of events going on and out, but this one right here I'm really excited about, and I want you to be there. So it's coming up at the end of the month, and I want you to be there. So you guys, if you need to reach out to any of us, reach out, and we'll get you a ticket. Get your tickets now.
Yes.
It's going to sell out.
Yes.
Spaces are very limited, so you gotta, if you want in, you gotta get in where you fit in.
It's your opportunity to get off the couch and go meet some people. So
yes. I always say nobody's coming to your house.
Right.
Except the UPS man and the Amazon man, and they not sticking around. They dropping and going.
Exactly.
So this is your opportunity. Don't say you didn't have a chance to get out there and meet anybody. Look, we got a comment. Let me drop this comment in there. My girl Vicky is here. She said, we have very young parents out there trying to have a life of their own instead of trying to instill values in their children. It's a fact. That's one of the problems. Parents are dating wrong individuals who does not have morals and values themselves.
And I agree with that. And also I'll say that we also have older parents out here trying to live a life of their own. And, I think that's the other thing is just that the grandparents are not the same grandparents that we had when we were kids.
You got that right. You got that right.
And so, I mean, no shade to them. I know that they're grown. They can do what they want to do, but it doesn't bring the same values that you were talking about with, only dating for a certain amount of time or bringing the person home and letting us make sure that we approve of this person. That's not necessarily happening. No. And I think that and part of that is because the generation's values have just shifted.
Yes. And things are more individualized than ever.
Definitely.
Yes. Yeah. Well said, Vicky. Yes. Anything else that we need to cover, Dr. Latoya?
I think that's it. All I got.
All right. Well, you guys, thank y'all so much for being here. Look, hit that like button, hit the subscribe button wherever you are. We need your support, and we'll see you next week. We'll be back on next Monday. I believe next Monday. Yes, next week. If it's not Monday, it'll be Tuesday, because I know we got something else that happens on the third Monday. But anyway, you guys click the link in the bio just to make those connections and reach out if you need either one of us. So see y'all next time. Peace. Bye. And love.